Here's what's going on right now.
I'm happy to be back, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Pound that. Puff Daddy is all over the news. You might know him from a song from like 30 years ago. He used to be the guy that's like, yeah, and like, you know, and he was in the music videos.
Or nowadays from puffing on cock.
Yeah, or
apparently. Apparently he's a deviant and a lunatic.
Yes, he is.
And sexually really, what's the word? Perverted?
Yeah, a perversion, but more so with like power. You know what I mean?
So what is it, like domination type shit?
Yeah, like I think
him being dominated or him dominating others.
Him dominating others. I think he he is not that. He is not Mr. like, okay, I'll come in a skirt. No, this motherfucker's like, bitch, roll her in, and then people get rolled in some shackle machine. Like, yeah, he's bad. He's fucking bad.
Broken glass strap on.
Absolutely, dude. He's a bad person.
He's a bad person.
How about this?
So, all right, so fill me in. I'm new to this.
Yeah. To quote the Big Lebowski, he treats women like objects, man. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is so bad. So here's how it goes down. He throws a lot of parties. Like, he's known for his like luxurious parties that everybody goes to. And there's like, I guess, I mean, like any crazy Hollywood party, there's two things you're going to remember is how much coke and all the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, let's get real. So he brings people in, and I guess like a couple of them got really out of control. He's been known to like fuck like up and coming rappers and stuff, like guys and stuff too. Like there's all sorts of dude. There is heavy talk in Hollywood. He's like one of those big secrets, you know what I mean? Hollywood and the music industry, whichever way you want to go, because he invites everybody. But there's heavy talk there. People are like, whoa, like he's a bad dude, right? So just to kind of set this up there, to like let you know, like to like kind of like get you a little bit into his psyche, like the girl that he just had a settlement with, this girl Cassie. I won some one-hit wonder in the early 2000s, but he's been with her since she was 19. I guess he even kind of had like a brief dating stint with her. Like, you know, he has a shit ton of kids. He's done all sorts of weird stuff. Well, she started dating Kid Cudi. You might know him like the day and night, you know, so he does that. Well, anyway, so I guess Puff Daddy didn't like that, and he gives him a call. He calls Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi's like, hello, you know what I mean?
This is Kid.
This is Kid.
Go for Kid.
Mr. Cudi, you know? And I guess Puff Daddy said something along the lines of, listen, like, I'm not the type of guy you want to fuck with. I'm the type of guy, you know, you get in your car and it explodes. And you're like, okay, buddy, I've seen The Godfather. Like, what are you, a fucking idiot, right? Hangs up his phone. 1 week later, his car explodes in his driveway. That is fucking terrifying, dude.
Coincidence?
He's bad.
Coincidence?
People blame him for the Tupac murder. They blame him for the Biggie murder. They blame him for everything. And the more he lives, the more it might be true. You know what I mean? Like they've said it. Like they openly blame him for the Tupac murder. They're like, he's behind it. That's all. Death Row went at him, said horrible things. He's like, all right, you got some gunmen, and that's it.
Well, isn't he the one that supposedly like put the contract out more or less?
That's
like,
yeah. And he had money, dude. Like the dude's rich. Which
he's like, bring him to me alive.
My question is,
I want to fuck him.
Where's the money coming from? Is it does his clothing lines? I don't ever see people wear Sean John. Ciroc was big for like a couple of years, but I don't see anybody ordering that anymore.
He probably has numerous sources of income at this point in time.
It's not just maybe great investments and whatnot.
When you're a brand, you're not just the thing you do anymore. You know what I mean? Like you can make an action figure. George Foreman's fucking grill still sells.
Yeah, absolutely.
Think royalties, things like this. Yeah.
Everything that's coming in, and plus
he was
the
in
music
Get Him to
that
the
was
Greek.
it.
Like he has multiple channels of income.
Okay. So yeah, whatever dime he's still gone here, I guess he still has plenty of money. So he's the money man, and he's the black hand, and he's pulling strings behind it.
Whoa.
And that's it. Hey, I mean, black hand with a white glove. But no, he's bad, dude. I'm telling you, he's a bad guy. So anyways, it just came out 2 weeks ago. It came out that he's being sued for sexual assault, something that happened. It was past the statute of limitations, but she's still suing him for something. He wound up settling. At first, I was told that for the Breakfast Club that she wound up not selling, but I guess in the end she did. It was for 10 figures. When people say 10 figures, I'm guessing 10 million, right? Like it's just
fine,
like right there.
That's
like, I don't
good
see
enough.
Exactly
There and then whatever else.
Yeah,
fine.
You know what I mean.
It's all fine from that point.
I mean, it's not 9,900,000. You know what I mean? So whatever it was. But I guess she wind up taking the money. I don't know. At first, she said she wasn't going to settle for it, which I thought was pretty brave. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought maybe she might have been going after real justice. But in the end, do you ever really get justice? Do you ever want to roll the dice? You're going to hit him in his pocket, fine. But I think 10 million, I think that dude shits 10 million at this point, right? You
10
know
million
what I mean?
is nothing.
Yeah.
That's nothing to him.
Like if you're saying, if he's getting all these checks and stuff like that, maybe it's just whatever, you know?
Can I have $20?
Yeah.
That's how he feels about 10 million.
Exactly, right? Okay, yeah.
There's no difference.
You know what's so funny? I had to think about the 20. I'm like,
He's like, well, my car payment is due.
Oh, can you give me a ride home? I'll come get a truck.
Gas is pricey.
Yeah, gas
it's the
is
holiday
really
season.
pricey,
I have to buy gifts. I'm like, fine, I'll give you 20.
So that one's settled. So now here's where it gets hazy. Here's where it starts getting.
Yeah,
like,
this is where.
Yeah. Well, no, but here's the thing. So he settles. 2 more lawsuits are just up and coming right now from sexual assaults from 90 and 91. And I'm sorry, man. It's ladies, I'm sorry for what you have to deal with. I've seen it with my own fucking eyes. I've seen, guys be really pushy. I've seen it go the other way, but I've also seen chicken hawks out there trying to get money, a buck for anything. And this is just what it sounds like. If you're going to wait 30 years to go, I couldn't sleep from then. No, you'd be dead, right? You know what I mean? That's not true. You've been fucking and partying since then. Do not lie to everybody. Mm-hmm. So, now they're claiming that there was sexual assault, there was rape, there was this and that. I'm saying payday. And you know what kind of bothers me about that is that whatever that other girl just went through, that she fought so hard to get that tibia, doesn't it kind of like, to me it does, just kind of like
diminish?
It just delegitimizes it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because now it's like, what's up? Like everybody's just coming out of the woodwork. You two are fake. It almost casts like a shadow of doubt on hers now. Does that make sense?
Yes,
and it shouldn't.
Yes,
it shouldn't.
No, it should. It should. It should.
Does.
It absolutely should. And that's why we have to be careful with these accusations and all this bullshit. But I think he's fucking guilty
of just doing things, horrible things.
Yeah, I think that this is a rare case of when there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah,
I think he's guilty as fuck, dude.
You mean he had a campfire in the hotel room? He was raping all these women in, just billowing out the window. Some girl's like, help!
But no help came.
No help. Oh no, they came all right. Yeah, but there was no help. Jokes on the best. Oh my god, man. No, but there you go, man. 50 Cent's all over the internet, just right there. God, 50 Cent is always on time with the jokes.
He's
dude.
still one of the best, man.
He put one on there on IG that we were reading before. It's Surviving P Diddy. Dude, I hope they do one too, man. But I think comparing the two though, that's the first thing I thought of is Robert Kelly. I think those guys that have that power, dude, especially these dudes that especially in the music industry, you got so many bright-eyed little bushy-tailed young things coming in that office and willing to do whatever to just get on that stage. And it starts to become this like you said, this perverse thing after a while, and you're like, anything, and then after a while they don't have to ask that question.
I just don't
I know
why. Obviously I'm not part of that culture, so maybe until I get to that point, which I hope to never get to.
No.
Yeah, I will never get it.
No, you never will.
I don't understand.
We will
why
earn that
is it
fame,
necessary?
but just not like that.
Why can't you just make a bunch of money and just be entertaining and help each other out? And I don't understand why there has to be these dark, underhanded blackmail files and this possession and power and demeaning and all that bullshit. I just don't get why it's not necessary.
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
Well, you know what? Another thing too is like the chase for fame though is I don't know how people aren't self-aware. Especially with, this is going to sound terrible, okay? But we live in Las Vegas. Every time I hear a girl tell me that she's a model, I automatically say, oh, okay, so can you give me your shots that you took out at Red Rock from a photographer you paid? Because that's literally what it is. I don't understand how you don't see you coming out there and, okay, you got a nice voice. You could sing a song. You could sing along to the song or something like that. That's not going to separate you from what's real hardcore talent out there. I guess you got to try and stuff like that. But I don't understand how people don't see that there's a million of them. We knew exactly what it was coming into the whole podcast thing, that it's a huge market, that there's a lot of people in, but I'm sorry, I know for a fact that we have something different. And we've been unique since. And we've had Brada and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We knew that we had something to go off of. But if I felt even one bit like just like ordinary, I wouldn't even have, okay.
Why even bother, man? Just
try my
stay
hand
in
on something else.
Ordinary, shitty, pointless lane.
Sure. Or you know what? Then if you're going to do that, then go to law school. Go figure something else out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Be a CPA.
And dude, honestly, I am standing on a mountain of shit right now, fucking casting these fucking horrible accusations down and stuff like that. But I still think that we can make it. I've listened to our show before. I think we got something. Sorry, that's what it is.
Well, we're going to do it whether it makes it or not. So we'll just keep plugging away. That's what's happening. I enjoy it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Look what we built, guys.
Exactly.
We're just two waiters at a restaurant.
Hey, at least we put something
cool,
together
man.
that's
it's
cool.
Fucking cool.
Exactly.
It is.
We're not just going off with two little screens and talking about whatever. You know what I mean? I should have waited till you were famous to make that argument. Like, you peasants out there. Dude, I'm talking about girls that were freaking sex.
But were they? No,
but were they? You know what I mean? No, you know what? But yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying that. All right, how about this? Rewinding all that back, how do they not know that they're the 10,000th girl that's walked through those doors that week that he's promised the world to? How about that? How about they don't have fathers to tell them different, like, sweetheart, look, you're amazing, you're something, but this guy is getting that shit thrown. How about we take another route? How we go to a talent agency or something? I'm just saying, there's a way up that ladder without blowing P Diddy. How about that? Is that good enough? Is that fair? When the last time he made a star?
Is it fair?
What do you mean?
It seems like at the upper echelons of all this bullshit, that's kind of how you open that door, is by blowing somebody at some point or another. So whether it's P Diddy or not, it's like, which dick do you want to suck?
So, all right, but in that case, how about this? Like, so then the Harvey Weinsteins, you know what I mean? I guess so. I guess it's, in the end, it's the same thing. Yeah.
You're just trying to, like...
At least you got a story at the end
You're
of P Diddy.
sucking the right dick. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, you have an offer for these, and which one do you pick?
Okay, so I just had to let him shoot my mouth, and now I have a 10-year, 9 CD contract deal for 500 or for 100K with him. I'm excited. I'm moving. Honestly, and you know what's funny, dude? It's like people have nothing, and he waves these 6-figure contracts in front of them, and they're willing, dude. It's so hard to just walk away from that.
Dude, can you imagine grinding and trying for years and years with no break,
and
no
getting
doors
a shit
open,
contract, but it's still good enough money.
And then he shows up and he's like, "Here's whatever, 200 grand,
200 grand,
200
exactly.
grand,
life-changing money. You could buy a house right now. You could buy.
You've been waitressing.
What's fucked up is you could buy an okay house. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And you're like, yeah,
sure.
I don't see it getting better from here. I'll take it.
I mean, when I say yeah, I mean. Yeah.
That's awful.
It's them. It's all of them. You know what I mean? All right. So how about this though? All right. Like Rihanna, I think she's a massive talent. You think she had to put in her licks?
Yes.
Yeah, her too.
They all did, man.
Yeah.
They all did.
Yeah. Now she's with a prince.
I don't know that that's true, but it feels like they all did. They all had to like do some underhanded shit to get to where they're at. Yes.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's with the prince.
And it's a man's world. It just is, man. It's it still is. You know what's funny? Is like you could sit there and act like it's changing. Yeah.
I'm stuck on that.
No. Yeah, she's married to a prince now. Yeah.
Does she still do music?
Or she was a prince and then got with Travis Scott. One of the two, either that or that works backwards. But whatever she has she has wealth that will never go away. Ever, right. ever.
So she's fine.
Yeah, she's fine. And honestly, I haven't heard a song from her in a good amount of time. But she was pregnant last time. I think she might have left the prince to go with Travis Scott. Imagine that.
No shit.
Yeah. So I don't think money's even a thing to her anymore. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
It does.
Like it's like, all right, like how big you want your yacht, right? You've said that before. Is that what you said?
How big's your yacht got to be? Yeah.
Yes.
The Bill Burr.
Yeah.
It's a Bill Burr line.
Okay, so there you go. How big's your yacht got to be? Absolutely right. Like she's been on every yacht in the world. She's seen every continent. She's seen all the most amazing, ate at the best restaurants that money could buy. After a while, it's like, all right, like I've been there, I've done that. Like even you don't ever want to be broke again. But even if it happened, you could still look back and say, I had a pretty fucking amazing existence.
I did better than most.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
But
And you know what's funny is like being broke to her would be like $4 million in the bank. She'd be crying and shit.
But on the same token, like how they keep their brand alive and how they keep making their money is by being controversial, by getting attention, by being in the news, by switching gears.
Celebrity couples.
I don't think it matters what they've made. I think that they're more protective of their brand that generates income, if that makes sense.
Okay, so keeping the image alive
I think that's
is more
important to them than whatever cash they have in the bank at that point in time.
Because then it's just
that is your business.
Checks coming in the mail.
If no one's
checks coming in
talking
the
about
mail.
you or paying attention to you, then you're not a brand. And then you can't generate more revenue. Like, you're not relevant.
Dude, and you know what, dude? Honestly, that hamster wheel that could get real bad.
Yeah.
Like, who's the redhead comedian? What's her name?
Her name?
They say Andy Dick. Like, she's the Andy Dick of women comedians. Kathy motherfucking Griffin.
Kathy Griffin. I forgot about her.
When you're
Oh my
cutting
God.
off Trump's head and like, you know, just
You're
to be
desperate.
in the news.
Look at me.
Yes.
Look at me.
Yes.
That's all it is,
yes.
man.
That's hell. That's hell, right? Like really,
Yes.
like to be in that industry and just scraping by the best you can, that'd be hell. Yeah, that'd be fucking.
I think that's why they behave this way, because they inherently understand that if no one's paying attention to you, they don't care if it's negative or positive necessarily.
Yeah.
Just that they're being talked about.
Yeah.
Or that they're in the news.
The whole
or that their name
no
is
such
prevalent.
thing as bad press.
Yes.
You know, blah, blah, blah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
In a way.
You just go out and punch a kid in the face. It's like you're so desperate for you.
Dude, they would all do it. Every single one of them.
Dude, yeah.
Every single one of them would do it.
Dude, and run to the newsstand. Or after they get bailed out, they run to the newsstand, putting quarters in there, and open that thing up, and they're like, yes, it worked. Stupid kid.
Then have a kid and then punch that kid. It's just what you're known
throw
for.
my baby down the stairs, everyone.
It's like Michael Jackson over the banister.
Dude, for real.
Steve Irwin by the crocodile.
Oh, you know what?
Kids' lives matter.
Yeah. That'd be a horrible existence, man. And and would you call that an addiction? It's got to be, right? Like just doing anything you can to get that
boil
fix.
it down to just that term. I think that that's part of the truth.
Okay,
of it.
revenue, but honestly, man, like it must feel so good to be a somebody, dude.